Hello, welcome back to my YouTube. You probably recognize this outfit. It's because the last few videos I'm filming on the same day. My first free day in a while. So today we are going to be using this tapestry blanket to add some designs to these two pieces of clothing. Now obviously there's more designs on this blanket than will fit on these two. So I'm gonna save the scraps and stuff for later projects, but these are just the two things I have today. So if you watched my thrifting video, you'll know that I bought this for this exact purpose. But I also have this sweatshirt that my roommate, who does not live with us anymore, when he left, he threw it away. And I was like, why would he throw it away? And then I texted him and realized it's because there's a big stain. You can't see it in this light. There's a big stain right here, and he couldn't get it out. So I took it out of the trash, washed it, of course, and I am going to be putting one of these designs to cover this stain, which actually you'll see that really it's not covering the stain, it's removing the stain, but you'll see later what I mean by that. So now I'm gonna pick some designs. I'm gonna be using a technique that I've seen this girl on TikTok use a bunch, but it's not just her. I've seen a lot of people use this technique for years, but just recently I've seen this girl a lot use it. I don't know her username, so sorry, but if you've seen videos like this, I'm sure you've come across hers. Also, I feel the need to say, when I say it was in the garbage, it was on top of our cardboard recycling. So it didn't touch anything gross. Okay, so these are the different little things we're working with. As you can see, it's like one big picture, but I'm thinking for this tan one, I kind of want to try and get like some houses, maybe this sailboat or something. Maybe like this little scene over here I'll put on the tan one, and then kind of like cut out around the trees to make it meld more into the shirt. We'll see about that. But I'm thinking for this striped one, I want this pelican guy. And so I'm gonna try and see if it'll cover the stain. Okay, in this angle, you can kind of see the stain more. It's like, I think it's probably oil or something around this area. So I'm thinking that if I cut out the little perch he's on and the bird, I think it will cover that, or at least like it'll cover enough of it that you won't even really notice it. And I think that these colors go nicely with this shirt. For this one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut kind of along this line here and include some of these birds and try and make the cuts look natural. So like along the tree line kind of, and put this kind of whole picture on that. All right, so I've cut out the little scene I'm gonna put on this shirt. I cut out my pelican for that shirt. So this would be the time that if you had a serger, you would serge around the edges. I don't have a serger, thumbs down. So I am going to overlock with just like an overlocking stitch that I have. Not as good as a serger, but it will do the trick. And believe me, I have been on Facebook Marketplace looking for these sergers. The sad thing is that all the ones I've found that are reasonably priced and they still work are in like Pennsylvania. Okay, so the edges are overlocked as best I could without a serger. So there's little flyaways. Oh, that's thread, I didn't snip. Little flyaways, but that's not gonna make it fray. Like it's super secure in there. And if any get crazy, I will trim them or whatever. And then I've insided out the shirts and I've put the tapestry blanket face down on the shirts. I'm gonna sew around the edges with a straight stitch. Probably gonna use this stitch though, because I've used it before when I have appliqued t-shirts onto sweatshirts, and it's just like in my mind more secure than just the straight stitch. Now I put right sides out and I'm gonna separate this cloth from the tapestry fabric behind it and cut it out. And they are both done. I am so happy with how these turned out. They're so cute. And I really like this oblong shape. It kind of makes me feel like I'm looking through a rock into a little secret land or something. And I think this pelican works perfect on the shirt. And the stain was like right here, so it perfectly removed the stain. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it inspired you to repurpose something in your closet. And if you haven't done something creative yet today, go and do something creative. Bye.